Hi, folks. This is Ted Cantu with the endofadvertising.com, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about some common mistakes that you could be making with your website. And I want to make sure that you're not doing any of these things because, sadly, a lot of business owners tend to make these mistakes, and they're very costly. And in the worst case scenario, you're actually sending away your clients and prospects to your competition. So here are some things that your website is probably missing. Number one on the list, I see this time and time again, there are no sitemaps on your websites. No sitemaps at all. What a sitemap basically does, it's a map for the search engine spiders to come along and to crawl through your site and index all of your pages. There's a very good chance that the sitemap you have on your site is formatted in properly. This is one thing the phone companies can never figure out or understand is you need to have decent sitemaps that actually index all of your website content and pages. Actually, you need about 4 different styles of websites so you can talk to different search engines, because your page is going to get referenced multiple ways, and it's very important to give the search engines what they're looking for. So that is number one, and you really need to get a good handle on that. Number two, you want to really cool it on the flash and animation because it's very hard to index on the web. This is something that I see a lot of practices and commercial properties do on the web. A lot of real estate websites do this. Medical websites and dental websites make the same mistake. They will show tons of animation or flash animation on their website page, and the search engine spiders don't always pick it up. I understand there's a way to do this now through the recent version of Flash, but it is very, very difficult for search engine spiders to actually index the pages properly. So I would really recommend that you kind of cool out on it. At least if you want to do a new product launch, I would probably not really rely on animation too strongly. Number three, there's not enough links on your site. And if there's too much art, too much JPEGs, there's not enough HTML text or hyperlinks, it's going to be very, very difficult for the search engines to really grasp and grab a hold of your content on the web. So you got to really, really watch that. That is a deal killer right there. Just too much art, not enough links. You need more links. Or on the flip side, if you have too many links, that could be a problem too. I believe there's a number of 120 links on each web page that's allowable. So try to stay compliant with that. Number 4, this is the one that really, really kills for a lot of different companies, is that your domain name is actually terrible. It doesn't really reflect what you do as a company. It will not really tie into a typical search on the web for what you're selling, what you're trying to sell. So let's say, for example, you're a dentist and you call yourself brightsmiles.com. Brightsmiles.com isn't really going to get the job done. You need to put a certain kind of keyword phrase in there to really help get your name noticed. And we teach how to buy domain names in our company. And the big scam that's out there right now is the one that you have to go through a domain broker to get the domain name that'll help boost your business. I still get emails like this every week. People say, well, for $20,000 or for $15,000, I'm going to sell you a domain name to help build your business. In actuality, that is a kind of a ripoff, because I'm going to show you a way that you can actually do this for as little as $10 to as little as $2 a piece for each domain name and still dominate your industry right across the board for any town, any industry you want. So that was number 4. Number 5 is that your keywords are not formatted properly. I see this every week. People show me their websites. They tell me how many links they have. They tell me how popular they are on the web. And it turns out their keywords are not formatted properly. So there's really no way for these pages to get pulled up in a typical search. That is a real big deal killer. And you're going to want to watch it for that, because that can really break your company. Number 6 your keywords don't pull up the page at all, and there's a reason for that. Your keywords are not placed in the proper places. Everything from website titles to how the page is put together, how it's constructed, your sales copy, titles, it all does have a certain bit of relevance, like putting a puzzle together. So that's really, really important to keep in mind, that you might have things in the wrong place. That's a very common mistake a lot of companies make. And number 7 is you're sinking way too much money into paid searches. Okay, that can happen anywhere, really, from Facebook advertising to pay-per-click. You're not really reaching the right kind of people, and it's very easy to get on the wrong track if you're not using keyword phrases that people type in. And really quickly, there's a bunch of databases on the web right now. A lot of these guys are free. You can go to them and look at what people physically typed in to the web browser a month prior to pull up companies just like yours. You want to make sure you use keyword phrases that people are physically searching for. So it's a good idea to take those keyword phrases and put them back into your web pages. That is a very, very important thing to think about. And also, number 8, here's a problem. You're too proud of your website, and you're not thinking of the consumer. You're too, enamored, I should say, with your own logo or your own picture, and you're not really offering any kind of value to the client. So you need to step away from your website and let someone else take a look at it, an outsider, and see if they would actually engage with the website and do business with you. That's always a good test to do. And so kind of step away from your site once in a while and see what other people think about it. Number 9, you're not talking about your business nearly enough. If you've got nothing more on there but a picture, a location, a phone number, some credit card pictures of what kind of payment you accept, and I'm going after doctors and dentists and lawyers on this one. You're not talking about your business enough. If all you have is an electronic glorified business card, you're not going to get the business on your site. So that's very, very important. There's nothing memorable there. People like to shop online. They like to compare. They like to look at services, hear testimonials, read real stories, and listen to real results. If you're not offering that, then you're really not offering anything. You're not really selling. So we always say telling is selling, and that's what you want to really kind of focus on. Number 10, your prices are scaring people away. This happens quite often. Your prices should not be really featured on your website unless it's absolutely necessary. If you're having a sale on something, that's one thing. But if you put your whole complete price list on there, that's not a good idea. People have the tendency to price shop on the web. They do comparisons, and sometimes it's very unfair, but they'll go after somebody who's $1 cheaper than you. My advice to you is to focus on something unique. Maybe it's your selection, maybe it's your variety, or the quality of what you sell. Focus on that, but don't put prices automatically all over your web, because what happens is people come to your site and they just want to kind of be nosy. They're not serious prospects for you. These are some things that I consider deal killers for any website, really. And the other thing I can mention, what's most important out of all of these rules, is when you have a keyword list, make sure that the keywords are incorporated in your site properly, so that your website pops up where it's supposed to, on search engines and on organic searches, and also for your media, such as videos and also press releases, that sort of thing. So do think about that. That's very, very important stuff. For more information, come on down to theendofadvertising.com and check out some more great tips. And if you're looking to start an amazing business on your own, do some profit sharing with us, we welcome that. Our number here is 248-631-9211. Thanks, and I'll see you online.